Hello everybody and welcome back to League One predictions. It is the non-stop merry-go-round of English Football League, which is it's only just at the halfway point. It seems like we've had about 3 seasons already, but things are really heating up. Not to mention there is a red-hot side in this league that a lot of people are saying cannot be stopped, cannot be contained, and cannot be beaten. But we'll get to whoever they are. Swindon. No, not Swindon.
Lincoln Town. Lincoln City. Barnet. Harrow and Barrow.
He's doing well. Right. We're stalling for time, but we really shouldn't be, because let's not hold back anymore. Let's jump into the first match. The first match is, Thomas,
Gillingham versus Lincoln City. Well, you got a correct result in the previous round, because you got the Gillingham drawing with Sunderland. A last-gasp equaliser loss Saturday got them a 2-2 draw. It was no less than they deserved, but at the same time, Sunderland, we'll talk about later, what the hell are you doing? It was a good result for them at the end of the day.
Great result for Gillingham. They did deserve it, although it was basically like a last kick of the game. And from a Sunderland's point of view, it was a horrible goal to concede. But 2 ex-Oxford United players, Thomas, on the score sheet. Alex McDonald and Jordan Graham. And Jordan Graham continues to have a really good season for the Gills. Lincoln, not such a great result for them. Bit of a weird old game they had against Donny. They lost 1-0. They went down to an early goal. Really should have got something out of the game, though. Yeah.
2 penalties?
Right. 2 penalties. 2 penalties saved by the Doncaster keeper. Balcrum, I think, is the Doncaster keeper. He had 2. The second one, he had to redeem himself because he gave it away, and it was a terrible, terrible mess.
I highlighted him on the live stream, didn't I?
You may well have done. I'm not sure.
You had that fantastic game against, was it West Brom or
West Ham win the cup?
West Ham, yeah.
You were
he had a fantastic game in that.
And he's on loan with them, but yeah, and he made 2 great saves. But Lincoln will be kicking themselves. That's a couple of that penalty trouble cost them against Peterborough. It's cost them in that game there. They are through in the Papa John's to the semi-final, but that's not much consolation to them. And they'll be looking to get back to winning ways, but it's not going to be an easy game for them, Thomas.
No, it's not at all. But, I mean, betting against them is like a fool's errand as far as I'm concerned at this point. They've been fantastic all year. That's their first loss in like 6 or 7 games. They're tied for the top spot with Hull right now, and it's just goal difference separating them. I think they're going to win this round. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. The team they lost to is Hull. It's not exactly they lost to the team lost to Doncaster. Sorry, not exactly like they lost to
Oxford United or Swindon.
Exactly, Oxford United. And I think, I'm going to go for a Lincoln win. I think it'll be 2-1 Lincoln.
Stolen my score, but that's fine. I'll go 2-0.
I threw it over to you, and you threw it back.
Well, I did say the teams first, so I thought we should do this correctly instead of what we end up doing, where we just keep apologizing for stealing the result from each other.
Oh, God, I really don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it. Accrington Stanley versus Northampton Town. Terrible. Awful. Do you know how bad that's going to sound? If anyone's still watching it after that, then I commend you.
So, Accrington Stanley with a 6-1 hammering of Bristol Rovers. They drove them into the ground. Charles with a hat-trick, Bishop with a brace, Pritchard with a goal. I mean, do I need to say they were good in this game? They were fantastic. They completely outplayed Rovers. They had 23 shots, 11 of which were on target, and they're just going from strength to strength right now. They're outside the playoffs looking in on goal difference alone. Sunderland, Peterborough, Portsmouth, Doncaster, Lincoln, and Hull sit above them. Whoever thought those would be the only sides above Accrington Stanley? I mean, honestly, this is a year to end all years them. They can lose every game to the end of the season, and this will still be a successful year for Accrington. They've been fantastic.
Yeah, and you have to say they'll be looking for another big win this weekend. They got Northampton Town, who are in terrible form. Northampton went down 2-0 to Blackpool today. It's not going right for them, and again, you talked about it's foolish to back against Lincoln in the first game. You're going to be crazy to back against Aki in this one.
Fool's errand. And yet, I will. No, I'm kidding. 3-1 to Accrington Stanley.
Absolutely crazy. Now, I don't even see Northampton scoring. I'm going to go 3-0 Accrington.
Bottom of the table, Burton Albion versus top of the table, Hull City.
Yeah, it's an interesting game, though. I mean, you obviously, straight off the bat, I'm sure we're both going to be back in Hull in this one. I know you're going to say some stuff about Hasselbank, but Hasselbank has brought in I think he's brought in 12 or 13 new players.
Yeah. They have a new team. I hear that they got a new team, a new second 11, and a new third 11. The reserves have just been shipped out, and there's a man and a dog just sat in the parking lot waiting because they might need him as well.
And yeah, you love that little line, don't you? Man and a dog in the parking lot. You say that a lot.
And they signed 8, 9, 10, 9 players.
So you really don't know. It's a very unknown situation for Hull because they really don't know what they're going to get from this Burton Albion side. You don't know what team they're going to play. You don't know how the new players are going to gel. You'd assume it'd be a bit of a mess for the first couple of weeks until they all get used to it.
Ben Sean Clare plays.
Yeah. Sean Clare, best right back in the world.
Agreed.
And the whole City just looked really, really strong. And I tell you, a guy who's scoring loads of goals for them is their fullback, Doherty. Scored again in the Papa John's today against Lincoln, although they lost on penalties. But he is scoring goals for fun for them at the moment. And I think they had a good weekend. They beat the side that shall not be named at the weekend 1-0, and it was Doherty again. But they should have got at least 12 in that game.
Southampton?
No, you know who I'm talking about, Thomas. I can't say their name because it'll bring bad luck and a curse. And we've already got rid of curses. No, we've already got rid of curses. So I'm not even talking about them anyway. So I'm going to go for a Hull win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Hull City win.
Cool. From this moment onwards, a Burton Albion win every game. Every single game. They're going to beat Hull. They're at home 2-0.
No. Are you mad?
No. I'm
mad.
Hasselbanking.
That is madness. Fleetwood Town versus Bristol Rovers.
Oi, Fleetwood. Oi, vey. The curse is broken. Yes. They're walking around with a limp. It looks like somebody did something bad to them the other night. I mean, this is the walking wounded versus the walking wounded, Ian.
It really is. Obviously Fleetwood lost to Oxford. The first time Oxford have ever beaten Fleetwood Town. The early red card really helped us, and even though then we still had to squeak over the line. A lot has changed at Fleetwood since then, though. Simon Grayson has come in as manager, which is like a real appointment.
Has anyone ever? This isn't me disparaging Simon Grayson, but has anyone ever been excited to have him as manager?
Well,
every time he gets a job, people are like, "Oh, you're still here."
I don't know, maybe a few years ago, but our last few managerial jobs haven't really worked out for him. He didn't do very well at Blackpool. Now he goes to Blackpool's rivals in Fleetwood.
Wasn't he at Leeds? Sunderland.
Do you know what?
Sunderland.
Oxford have signed his kid. Liam Grayson's playing for Oxford.
Maybe that's the plan. If Carl throws a fit and just insults everybody on a single day and then gets fired, they're like, "Well, we got Grayson's kid. We can just bring him in."
Yeah. And also Leeds, I don't think he did very well at either. So
he was bad.
But it's a perfect opportunity for them to get off to a winning start because Bristol Rovers' form under Tisdale is imploded. They look miserable. They were beaten by Rochdale at the weekend, and they were stuffed today. Absolutely hammered. Who
beat them today?
I don't actually know. I don't think they actually recorded the name of the side.
Okay.
But it must have been a side it must have been some really big side. It was a side who beat Marseille in a pre-season friendly last season. And to lose 6-1 is a shocker. And they were 4-1 down after half an hour.
It was bad.
But, Fleetwood's, they're surely going to win this one. I think I'll let you go first, though, Thomas.
1-0 Fleetwood.
It's exactly what I was going to say, so I'll just say 2-0 Fleetwood. I had a feeling you were going to go 1-0, and I didn't want you to go, "Oh, it was my score."
You literally, the amount of times you copied my score and then you eked out a win based on the fact that we both gotten a perfect score in the final match today. I've had it.
Fleetwood 1, Bristol Rovers 0. No, I'm going 2-0. No, I'm going 2-0. Leave it. Ipswich Town versus Blackpool Rovers or Dons. I don't know.
Blackpool.
We had a Blackpool fan on our live stream, didn't we?
We did indeed.
Yeah.
A rare thing, a tangerino.
It was. He even gave us a tangerine emoji.
And I tell you what, the Tangerines have won 2 in a row, Ian. They have done what I believe is known as coming into form.
They've done a bit of a Blackpool, haven't they?
They have. They've been bad, and now they're good.
Their form is always considered doing a Blackpool, no matter what they do.
Yeah. Quite literally, because you never know what they're going to do. They beat Northampton. Not a huge amount you need to say about that. It was 2-0. Pretty much deserved victory for them. Ipswich Town continue to be Ipswich Town and just fall apart. They've lost 2 of the last 3. I don't really have a lot of positive things to say about them. Ipswich fans, tell us what you think. But this seems like a pretty standard League One season. Get to the top of the table at some point early, and then just...
Exactly. They're just underachieving, aren't they? Really underachieved. Yeah. 1-1 draw with Crewe, which they had to come from behind to get that 1-1 draw, but another player sent off. Got real discipline problems in there as well at the moment. I think I'm just going to back another draw in this one. I think this is going to be 1-1.
Well, Ian, what you're wrong about here is that the Tangerines aren't going to juice all over Ipswich Town and win. 2-0.
You need a tractor to farm those tangerines. And that's what Ipswich will provide.
MK Dons versus Sunderland.
Surely, Thomas, a banner moment in Sunderland's season. A moment unlike anything the club's ever achieved before in the fact they have reached the Papa John's semi-finals.
I think this may be Sunderland's finest hour as a football club.
I can't think of another one.
I mean, I actually can't. That's the best part. I literally cannot.
I have a feeling they got to a League Cup final under Gus Poyet, but this is pales in comparison to that.
Pales. It's not even a real trophy, as opposed to the Pepper Johns trophy, which is the Pepper Johns World Championships now. MK Dons, though.
You get 2 for 1.
Can we talk about MK Dons for a minute? Because they're doing really well.
I don't really want to. Sunderland are clearly the bigger side. Why do we want to talk about some crappy side MK Dons?
I'll just sit in my corner and let you speak then.
Good. Right. Sunderland, time for you to win a game. Milton Keynes Dons 0, Sunderland 2.
Griggs come into Milton Keynes Dons, which is a big move on their part, and that's a really good player to have brought in. And he's coming over from Sunderland, and something tells me he's going to want to score goals.
Has been.
If he's allowed to.
Has been.
Yeah.
Basically just giving the player, basically just paying a wage for a guy not to score goals.
Sounds like an Oxford fan, because you guys loved Jamie Mackey, and he was definitely still with it.
What's that got? That's absolutely nothing to do with this.
This is just a ruthless attack on Oxford fans. And when I feel an argument waning from me, I attack Oxford. MK Dons are going to win 1-0.
Fair play to MK Dons for winning against AFC Wimbledon. No, that always does bring a little bit of joy to my heart.
What score did you have?
2-0 Sunderland.
Good. Enough of this nonsense. Peterborough United. Crewe Alexandra.
If you didn't hear, that was Peterborough United versus Crewe Alexandra. A game where I expect it to be a pretty good one. Peterborough's form just continues to baffle even the greatest of scientific minds. I think they've even brought in a Professor Charles Xavier to try and work some psychology into the players.
The confusing thing is it does look like Glenn Hoddle, and he's just shaved his head and gotten in a wheelchair.
And it's almost, but Crewe will fancy this.
Yeah. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Good 1-0 win for them today.
Yeah, really good 1-0 win. They beat Shrewsbury, who have been on a pretty decent run themselves. Won a couple, 3 or 4 of their last 5 games, so you would thought it was going to be tighter, but Crewe just keep doing this. Every time they drop out of the playoffs, they win. And now they're one of 4 teams stuck on 40 points, and were it not for goal difference, they'd be in the playoffs.
You know, they sold Harry Pickering.
To who?
I forget who they sold him to, but I know they did sell him.
I'm saying it now. I do not predict a single win for Crewe Alexandra.
Look at him. He's a changed man.
After the sale of my soul to another club, I must back Peterborough United. They are going to beschmeckle this Crewe team 4-0.
Yeah, I'm always going to back Peterborough at home. I'll go for a 2-1 Peterborough win.
Sound like backing him. It sounds like you're hedging your bets.
AFC Portsmouth versus Plymouth Argyle.
Green Army.
Where's the Pompey bandwagon come through this one? They played today, didn't they? Played Charlton.
They won 3-1.
Good result.
Really good result. Yeah, again, they're absolutely tearing through it. Second best attack in the league. Third best defense in the league. 44 points. They're 4 points off the top. If they hadn't had that random recent blip of losing 2 in a row, they would right now be top of the table. They're fantastic all of a sudden. On that note, Kenny Jack it out. Sorry,
Well,
I'm just preparing for 2 games' time.
I don't think this is going to be an easy win for them, though, because Plymouth are in really good form, and we know Jeff Cott's the goal machine. We always talk about it. They had a good result against Accrington. A couple of times they were 1-0 down, 2-1 down, came back to get a draw. They're in good form themselves. But I have a feeling we're both going to be back in Pompey in this one. I think that Pompey... I think it's going to be a 3-2 win for Pompey.
Going 3-1 because we know Jeff Cott's going to score. But, just before we move on to the next game, jack it out! Swindonia Town versus Shrewsdonia Town.
Thomas, how many times? You do not mention their name on this channel. It is the side that shall not be named.
I didn't name them. I said Swindonia.
It's close enough. That is like, going to Hogwarts and saying Voldemort.
We have spent far too long on this channel pandering to every team in the league, and I'm not going to allow it on this one. Swindon are terrible. Shrewsbury had a little bit of good form, but have come back from it. Neither of them are doing well. Swindon are only 1 point above the relegation zone. Shrewsbury are 4. I don't want anything. I just want a score prediction from you. Just a score prediction. Just a score prediction.
Swindon 1, Shrewsbury 2. Swindon did win today.
I can't believe you said their name.
Oh, fucking hell.
2-0 to the Shrews.
I'm in a bad mood now. Wigan Athletic versus the Athletic Football Club Wimbledon.
Right. Well, this is a match that should set your heart racing. We have one of the worst clubs in football versus one of the worst clubs in football. 2 sides totally out of form. The 2 of the 3 worst defenses in the league. 2 of the 8 worst attacks. I'm struggling here, Ian, to say anything other than I think Wigan will win because Wimbledon are a shit show.
Yeah, Wimbledon sacked their manager, didn't they, Glenn Hodges, after they lost to MK Dons. So it's a big change around for them. And they needed it because they have been an absolute mess. And this is one... look, Wigan have just lost a 6-pointer today against the side that shall not be named. So they need to get a win if they're going to have any chance of staying up this season. And I think Wigan will win it. I think Wigan will win 2-1.
Going 1-0.
Rochdale versus Charlton Athletic.
Well, Ian, I can only see a win here because it's your favourite club, Rochdale, playing football. Therefore, they must lose because them's the rules and your teams never win.
Wait,
true. Doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
All of the teams I support, Southampton.
Doesn't make any sense. Who is the team you support? I'm getting confused. I will talk about them later. Charlton have been so weird. They've spent such a long time near the top of the table and then in the playoffs. And as much as they're not doing badly, they are just slowly slipping away. Portsmouth have beaten 3-1. They're one of those 4 teams now on 40 points with Accrington Stanley, which we both know is going to overtake them soon enough. And I don't really know how to predict Charlton because it's a bit of a basket case for results. You don't know which Charlton side you're going to get right now.
Absolutely. The one thing you do know about Rochdale, though, is you're going to get entertainment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that they are the goal
entertainment.
Scoring and conceding kings. You know what? They've scored as many goals as Portsmouth this year. They've also conceded 3 more goals than anyone else outside of Burton Albion.
But they did get a good win in their last game, a much-needed 2-1 victory for them. I'm tempted to go for Rochdale in this one.
Fuck it, let's do it. You go first.
3-2 to the... Actually, no, I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw.
6-5 to Rochdale. Look, at some point it's gonna happen, okay? We've seen how terrible they are defending. We've seen how good they are at attacking. They're Leeds. They're the Leeds of the League One without any good players.
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Do you know what they could do with Patrick Bamford?
Do you know what Leeds could do with Matty Lund? For the last few weeks, Oxford United have been battering the bottom of the league clubs, the fodder. Now, they come up against a massive test. It is time for the main event.
Doncaster Rovers, or Bells, versus the mighty Yellows of Oxford United.
Do you know how close I live to Doncaster, Tom?
No.
Very close. Only about an hour away. I really would like to go to this game.
You could be there, Ian. You could be there.
No, it's not fair. But both of these sides are in fantastic form. Doncaster's form has been exceptional. Please stop putting your hand up.
Ellie, does that too annoy you? I don't have anything to say.
Doncaster have been exceptional.
Yes.
But there is one side in League One whose form even surpasses that of the Don Valley men. And that is Carl Robinson's Oxford United, who went through to the semi-finals of the Papa John's Trophy, broke the curse against Fleetwood at the weekend as well, broke a curse the weekend before that against Bristol Rovers, and are on a club record in all competitions of 9 wins in a row.
I am shocked.
So it doesn't get much better than that, Oxford fans. But as we did mention at the start, and that's something I brought up as well, we haven't beaten any of the what I call marquee sides, the banner sides, the top sides in the division. We haven't.
I actually have a point. You beat Accrington Stanley, the greatest club in the league.
Yeah, but Tom, I'm not going to break it to you. Accrington are a bunch of fucking nobodies. Right? This is a chance to really lay down a marker, lay down a statement, and get a win against the top side. It is going to be a really tough game. We're going to talk about it more during our preview.
On Friday.
Where we'll go into more detail. And obviously we will be doing a live stream of it as well. A live stream of it at the weekends. We've been having a great time on the live streams. We really hope you can come and join us. It's great fun sitting there and following on the game with you. And anybody that comes along, even just for a little bit, we really do appreciate it. Oxford have had a good week as well in the transfer market. The squad looks really strong at the moment, Tom. They've really strengthened in all the right areas that they needed. Today, Winnell got on the score sheet, which is massive for Oxford as well. He looked really good as soon as he got his first goal. He looked like everything just clicked for him, and he looked great. And obviously, this game is going to be tough. Do you think Oxford can win this game?
Yeah, but I mean, every time I tell you Oxford can win a game, you give me what you describe as friendly advice about how they never win and how they're going to lose. And I'm always right. So I'm going to stick to being always right. And so they're going to win today, tomorrow, Saturday, 2 days away.
They did win today. Well,
they did win today. No, I think Doncaster are a really good side, and they've shocked me, and they played brilliant football. But I mean, Oxford now look like Oxford looked at the end of last season. They look absolutely fantastic. They look like they're flying. Taylor is always dangerous in front of goals. Brannigan's coming back. Ruffles. People seem to be targeting Ruffles and being like, "Oh, if we attack him enough, we're gonna." He's been rock solid for the last 10 or 15 games.
That's because you've got to pin him back because he's a goal machine.
Exactly. Keep him back there and you'll be fine. Atkinson and Moore look fantastic. Stevens in goal has been honestly awesome. He had a little bit of a shaky period dealing with crosses against Fleetwood, but that's honestly the worst thing I can say about him in the last, his entire career.
This is the first meeting between the two sides because basically Doncaster have been running scared of Oxford so far this season. And last season, I think it was a win apiece. We won at home. They won 1-0 up at the Keep Moat, whatever it's called, their ground. And but
the Bell
this
Stadium.
is very biased opinions and we cannot show weakness. And I am going for an Oxford United win. It's going to be an 8th win in the road in the league, a 10th win overall in all competitions. It is going to be Doncaster Rovers 1, Oxford United 3.
No, I think it's going to be a really good game. I've got Oxford edging it, though. I got 2-1. Thank you for joining in. Please check out the Oxford United preview show, which comes out tomorrow at 7:45, or join us for our live stream at 2:45 on Saturday, where we cover the Doncaster Rovers vs Oxford match, whilst I cover every single other game happening in English football. And maybe, if there's a fun game in Europe, I'll cover that as well. I mean, I got a lot of opinions. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for following. Please check out our website. Check out Grandstand Bettors. They're a fantastic tipster website. Please, next week, for the Oxford United preview show, send us your predictions for the game. Send them on Twitter. Send them on Facebook. Send them on, whatever service. Send them by carrier pigeon. We will accept them as long as it comes on a terabyte card. Anything less than a free terabyte of information, we do not accept. Super chats for $50, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, thank you very much. I digress. Ian, anything left?
I think you've summed it up perfectly, Thomas. Everybody have a great evening, and we will see you very soon.